Well, hey there. Welcome to another episode of Tea in Space. My name's Tom, and this is Space. This is the park right across from where I live. It's on the other side of the amusement park here. A few nice trees, grassy areas to sit in. I was talking to a guy on a scooter today. He was sitting right under those trees there. And as he was packing up and leaving, I complimented him on a scooter. And then we got to talking. And talking about what it means to be content. And also to think for yourself. He brought it up that it was pretty incredible that we have all these parks and all this open space, and yet the government would rather you be in a city or a town and not live in the open spaces where you can self-isolate if you wanted to. Self-isolation is, I think, a very fine idea. Depends what the reasons are. Now, if we're self-isolating because of COVID-19, then we got a real problem. Because the reason why that storyline came out in the first place is to make sure that people are controlled, doing what they're told. It's like we got a sign here in the basketball court telling us what we can and cannot do. And these signs were down before, and they put them back up. So one on either end of the basketball court, right? Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense to play basketball with less than 2 people or more than 2 people? No congregating, eh? No congregating. We're not allowed. Sorry, buddy. No, nice yellow shirt, my friend. Anyways, this sign is on the other side as well. And I'm thinking, dear Lord, how do you fucking play a basketball game when you got rules like this? Maintain physical distancing, stay 2 meters apart from other players. Limited play to small groups or those within the same household. No congregating in red with a huge cross around it. This is the only red one. No, you can't hang out with 3 people on the basketball court. They just put these signs back up. We had taken them down. Some of us did anyways. And they put them back up. So my town is propaganda town. And I'm not really keen on it. Wash or sanitize your hands frequently. Do you know you're taking the oils off your hands? That might not be a good thing if you're washing them all the time. It's good to wash your hands, for sure. Yeah, we don't need signs telling us to do this shit. Please dispose of any garbage. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Stay home if you're sick. Well, you didn't need to tell me that. You didn't need to tell me this. If I'm sick, I'm staying fucking home. Penticton to British Columbia, Canada. Anyways, that's our skateboard park, one of the best skateboard parks in all of BC as far as I'm concerned. Got the same signs up. So, what do you do? Someone like me, what does someone like me do? Well, I don't know if you can fret over it too much, but I think making a stink a little bit, saying a few words, doing whatever we can to ensure that our freedoms are maintained. Like friends, family. Seriously, do you think you're free? In Canada, friends, family, do you think you're free? We're not, because we've allowed other people to control us. We've allowed other institutions to demand stupid things from us. And we keep going along with it, which makes us stupid, ignorant. Here's the great thing. Here's the silver lining. Stupidness or ignorance can be cured. Easy. Get rid of your pride. Don't always think you're right. And think for yourself. Don't allow other people to think for you. I have friends and family right now that they watch the news frequently, right? And they get all invested in this thing that we call news.
Hey buddy, how's it going?
Oh, good. This is funny. Oh, you're so good. Thank you. Where were we? That was awesome. Dog just went for a walk or swim. He was all wet. So, in regards to media, in Canada we have the main media station is the CBC, right? Canadian Broadcasting System. But all these big broadcasting systems are owned by very, very, very rich, powerful people who own governments, who own companies, pharmaceutical companies, all sorts of different companies. Companies that make weapons, things of this nature. Anyways, they own the media. And they need people to be out there working on their behalf. So, how do you do that? Fear. Instill as much fear as you can into a civilization so they'll do exactly what they're told. Am I wrong? Haven't had anybody really with any kind of substance disagree with me, so I'm thinking that most of us believe this to be true because the facts are there. Government is not working for us. It's working against us. Just over 2 months ago, over there was where I was beaten by 6 RCMP officers for sitting in the park. I had a verbal altercation with the bylaw officers. They called it in. They had videoed it too, I'm pretty sure. Everybody's pleading ignorance on this one, but they can't. Because it's all on record. I was in jail, I was beaten, I had a heart attack 3 days after the beating because they kicked me so hard in the chest. They twisted my body into knots, they choked me. I was coughing on my blood for about 3 or 4 days afterwards, 6 days I think it was. Internal bleeding. I'm still not 100% where I was that day. I'm doing better. I did a handstand today, so no, that's fine. I was able to do that before too, but what are we talking about? See, we got all these gates and fences anytime you got a gate or a fence, it usually means that you got to pay to get in. I don't have a severe problem with this, especially with places like this mini golf adventure parkland that was right across the street from my place. However, it does set us up for inequalities when there are only a certain number of people that can hey, how's it going?
Hey, good.
That can actually afford it, right? So that's the problem. And there's less and less people that can afford these luxuries. And the people that are in town here for vacation most likely are either from Alberta, somewhere around Canada. Borders are closed. So, but there's not a lot of money going around. Some people will do well during these times, but most people won't. When you got government shutting down the entire world over a virus, over a sickness, over something that we've dealt with for God knows how many fucking years since I've been alive, we've known what to do with viruses. And now they're creating vaccines, which are not vaccines. I don't know if the vaccines were any different before than what they are now, but I don't think they can be. Average time to get a vaccine going is like 2 years or something like that, and they've already developed a vaccine, right? Somewhere. They're trying to sell it, monetize it. So that's another problem. You're monetizing health. How's that possible? Making money off of people's health. Like, if it saves lives, it shouldn't cost money, right? So this is my special spot. Come sit down with me. Let's talk. Or have we talked enough? Because I'm feeling that possibly, maybe, all has been said. I'm retired. I can't use my back anymore for labor. I'm 49 years old, and I've worked very, very hard when I've worked. And I got nothing to show for it. And the reason why is because the people in this town, just like any other town, because it seems like it's everywhere, the greed is so overwhelming. They don't see how much they're taking. They're not sharing, right? They're not seen as everybody profits. It's only a few people that profit. And it's just not cool on a micro level or a macro level. So whether you're the federal government or you're the dick in your family that has everything and everybody else is suffering, and you justify it because you say they're lazy fuckers or whatever. I don't know what it is that you do. Not you. I don't know what you do when you're in that situation, when you have everything, and then the people around you have nothing. I don't understand how this happens. Now, I understand there's a lot of laziness out there. There's a lot of people who maybe don't deserve to be given something. Is this true? Is this true? No one wants handouts anyways, right? This is another thing. I'm an artist, right? Fairly creative person. What happens to me during these times when the arts are completely taken off the table and you can't make a living off of it? I barely could make a living off it before in this town. So you could say, well, why don't you move? Well, I lived here for 18 years. I got kids here. I got relationships here, Do I have to really move? My town wants me out. My town wants me gone, like it would seem, the city, not the people, the city. The RCMP, City Hall. I was beaten in the park here, and I have no charges against me. I did nothing except for sit in the park and wait for the RCMP to take control of a situation that was shitty. And they beat the shit out of me. Tom, you say this all the time. Why are you talking about this story again? Well, the story happened about 2 weeks before George Floyd, and I'll tell you what, I couldn't fucking breathe. I couldn't fucking breathe when they had their knees on my neck and my head and my everything, kicking me for at least probably a good 10 minutes. Stepping on my cuffs, putting a bag over my head. This is serious. And I for the most part, I don't think people think that could ever happen, you know? And it did. It's on record. And nobody's talking about it in my town. So what's actually going on here? Is the greed so bad that, well, who does the RCMP work for? Does it work for the people that, does it work for everybody, or does it just work for the banks and the government institutions? Because that's what it seems like it's doing. It's protecting these agencies, and it's not protecting us. In fact, they're doing the exact opposite, and people are going missing. They're dying. They wanted me dead. They wanted me to die. They chased me up into the woods after a heart attack while I was looking for someone to take me to the hospital during this COVID thing. I can't go to the hospital without somebody else because it's just too dangerous. You go into the hospital, and they take you in, and they put you in the psych ward or something like this. They make people like me out to be crazy, schizophrenic, bipolar, depressed, whatever it is, multiple personality disorder. Well, fuck you. So I'm looking for a friend to take me to the hospital, and the police show up, and they chase me into the woods after having a heart attack, and they knew it, and they wanted me dead. Twice. So here I sit on sacred land. This is very special land. And I wonder how many times in this park it's actually happened. I know of a few instances, and I knew eventually I would probably be hurt somehow. I didn't know to what extent, but now I do. Which means there's a problem. So if there's a problem, there has to be a solution. And the solution is that the RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, or any policing agency that is affiliated with the federal government should not be policing our cities and towns. Right? Anyways, final thoughts. In the long run, when all is said and done, no matter how much we fret, no matter how much we worry, it doesn't really matter. Because the way we're doing things isn't sustainable, so we become the cancer or the virus, and we're looking at the wrong problem. We're creating problems and focusing on problems that aren't problems. We should be focused on the real problems, the real infestation of greed and pride, and that's at the top levels, right? But we still alive here? My screen went down. Okay, so I guess what I'm trying to say here is, I don't know, go to the park. Don't let anybody tell you can't go to the park. You know, because of social distancing. They closed down the parks, man. Isn't this the place where it's the easiest to social distance? No, they want you in a fucking hole where other people live, in these little holes right beside each other. And everybody gets sick. Guess where people are getting sick and where they're dying? Well, cities. Big cities. And they're forced to do things that are just not good for them. And some people aren't even dying. There's this COVID thing. They're dying from other things. Depression. They're wearing these masks. They're recirculating their own air, which is toxic air that we expel, and they're breathing this in. So, don't let anybody tell you you have to wear a mask. If they do, you say no. Thanks. You do whatever you want the fuck to do. You do that, and I'll do my thing. Because it makes no sense to wear these masks. Well, it spreads the infection. You know what? If that's true, we should always be wearing masks, and we should have been wearing masks for a lifetime. Because nothing's really changed. Viruses come, they go. I'm trying not to be as frustrated with these topics. And I think in my situation, if I can exercise a little more patience and not be invested in the outcome, because it can go either way. It's not fucking up to me or up to one individual which way it goes. However, if we start talking amongst ourselves, figuring these things out instead of letting media or artificial intelligence to tell you what to fucking do, if we're doing this, then that does help. That helps. Because then we're thinking maybe right, but many of us aren't. Many of us aren't thinking right. This thing has gone amok, and it's not as intelligent as you think it is. It might be really clever in certain situations, but if you haven't made the connections that you need to make, and you don't know how connected you are to the world or to other people, then normally that cleverness turns into something rotten. And then lo and behold, you have the nuclear bomb. Again. Extreme situation? Yeah, it is an extreme situation. Can it be thwarted? Can we do something about it? Yeah, we can, on a collective level. Should we worry about it? Absolutely not. Compassion is the key to all our problems. If we extended compassion not only towards other people but towards ourselves, we would be in a much better space. We work too hard, and for what? Most of us don't even like our jobs. They're just jobs for money to pay bills. How uninspiring is this? Right? This is an uninspiring life when all you do is pay bills. Make money and pay bills. That was a good talk. I think we got through some stuff today. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Well, have a great day, everybody, friends, family. That's who I'm talking to. And if you're friends and family that don't agree, that's fine too. Like, you can just shut me off. I'm really only at this point talking with people that want something different and or understand that there is already understand that we need something different. They already understand. I'm talking to these people so we can work it out together because I'm not interested in building up a large audience, but I do want to build an audience that is like-minded and want to move towards something better for our future, like our kids and for the now, for the present moment. What's good for us now? So, food, accommodations, medicine, all these things should be free. Yeah, that's right, I said it, free. Oh, the last guy who said that, he got killed. Really? No, I'm not sure. They usually tend to, though. They tend to die off quick. There are certain people out there that don't want us to talk. Well, it's too late. It's too late for that. So, the change is inevitable. Sit back. Enjoy the program. Tea in Space. My name's Tom. And this is Space. It's Tuesday, 4:27 p.m., July 21st, 2020. 77% battery life. And can we do that again? And it's muggy out.